Click the subscribe button, hit the bell icon to never miss another update.
In the name of Allah the Merciful. I collect you for good thing and liked to debate my cousin, Ali al-Rida, and he is one of the sons of Fatima, the daughter of the Messenger of Allah, praise of Allah on him and his relatives, and son of Ali ibn Abi Talib, greeting on him. Sabian, Zoroastrian, head of Jews and the others, talk to my cousin Ali al-Rida and justify him.
O Prince of the believers, how could I talk to the man who depends his argument by a book which I deny and a prophet who I don't believe with him? How it could be my Lord?
What if I discuss with every one of you by his holy book? Do you agree?
Sure, you justified us.
So, bring what you have.
What do you say about Jesus and his book? Do you reject anything of him?
I admit with the prophecy of Jesus and his book, and what he promised his people and what the Hawariyun admitted with. Considered unbeliever toward prophecy of Jesus, everyone who doesn't admit with the prophecy of Muhammad, and what he promised his people.
I want two witnesses not belong to your religion, about the prophecy of Muhammad, who couldn't be rejected by Christians.
What's your opinion about Yohana al-Daylami?
You named the most loved by Jesus.
I swore you to say if the Holy Gospel says that Yohana said, Jesus told me about the religion of Muhammad the Arabian, and preached me that he will be next to him. So, I preached the disciples of Christ he will be next, so they believe on him.
Yes, Yohana said that from Jesus, and preached a prophecy of a man with his home relatives and his guardian, but didn't disclose when that will be.
The Paraclete who Jesus preached about him in the Gospel, is Muhammad, and the Gospel was translated from Greek, and Paraclete, or Parakletos, in Greek, means Muhammad, in Arabic. Then you are saying about Jesus' witness on himself, I tell you the truth, O apostles, nothing goes up to the heavens except what came from it, but who riding the camel the latest prophet, he is going up and down. So what do you say?
This is Jesus saying, we don't reject it, and I ask you please to excuse me from the issue of Luca, Merkabuz, and Meta, and what they related to Jesus.
I've did. What do you have, O the head of Jews?
I refuse any argument unless if it is from Torah.
So, you don't accept with any argument from me unless if it is from Torah and said by the tongue of Moses ibn Imran, and the Gospel and the Psalms by the tongue of David.
From where you could prove Muhammad's prophecy?
Do you know, O Jewish, Moses had recommended for Israelis sons, so he told them, a prophet will come to you, he's from your brothers, so believe with him here. So, do you know any brother for Israel other than Ismail's sons?
This is Moses' saying, we don't reject it.
Have you got a prophet from Israel's sons' brothers other than Muhammad?
No, but I'd like you to correct it for me from Torah.
Do you deny that Torah tells you, the light came from the Mount of Sinai, and lit us from the Mount of Seir, and announced on us from the Mount of Paran?
I know that, but I don't know its explanation.
The Mount of Sinai is that mount where Allah had sent down his revelation to Moses, peace being upon him. The Mount of Seir is that mount where Allah had sent his revelation to Jesus when he was there. The Mount of Paran is the one of Holy Mecca's mounts. It's far from here about a day. The Prophet Shuaib said, I saw two riders, the earth lit from them, one of them riding a donkey while the other is riding camel. Who are they?
Don't know them.
The one who rides the donkey is Jesus the son of Mary, but who rides the camel was the Prophet Muhammad, Allah praise on him and his relatives. Do you deny that from Torah?
Don't deny it.
You know the Prophet, Habakkuk.
Yes, I am familiar with him.
He said in your book, Allah had gave the evidence from Mount of Faran, and the heavens has filled by the praise of Ahmad and his nation, lift his horses in the sea as on land will give us new book. After destroying of Jerusalem. Do you know this and believe with it?
The prophet Habakkuk said that, and we don't deny his saying.
I wish I could stop him, even by one question.
And did it says in his Zubur while you are reading, O Allah, please send who can fix the sunnah after the period. So, do you know a prophet who fixed the sunnah after the period other than Muhammad, peace be upon him?
This is David saying, we know it and don't deny it, but he meant Jesus, and the period is his days.
Jesus didn't differ with Sunnah, and he was agreed with the Sunnah of Torah till he raised up to the heavens by Allah and was said in Torah. The Son of Goddess is going, and the Paracleto comes next, and he's that who relieving the effects and explain everything for you and will witness for me as I did for him. I gave you the examples, and he will give you the hermeneutics. O head of Jews! You asked about the prophet's miracles and said that Prophet Moses didn't has any other counterpart because of his stature of his Lord and his proximity to his Lord, and we have not to admit with prophecy of anyone claims that till he could bring whatever Moses brought. So, how did you admit with the prophets who before him, and didn't split the sea and didn't blow the stones into 12 eyes of water and didn't pull out their hands whitened as Moses' hand, and didn't change the stick into snake?
If they brought miracles, then we shouldn't admit them even if they're not as Moses's.
Jesus, son of Mary, revived the dead, and was healing the blind and the leper, but you didn't believe with him.
People said he brought that, but we didn't watch any.
So, did you watch the eye of Moses, and the other prophets? All what had been gotten was by their trusted and witnessed by the people, so, the news were posted and admitted by the all and admitted by the holy books. Then, how did you believe with Moses but didn't believe with Jesus?
Why don't answer?
I don't have any answer.
And also the issue of Muhammad and what he brought, and the issue of all the prophets sent by Allah and some of his ayah. He was an orphan, poor, salaried shepherd, didn't know any book nor been taught by a teacher. Then he brought the Quran, which has the stories of the prophets and their news, letter by letter. And the news of who had gone and who will stay till the doomsday, and he was telling their secrets, and brought unaccountable ayah.
The news of Jesus didn't prove for us, also that of Muhammad, so we cannot admit for both with whatever unproven.
So, is the witness who witnessed for Jesus and Muhammad a false witness?
I swear, my cousin won.
And this largest Hibiz, when I asked him what's your argument that Zoroaster is a prophet, he said in front of you. He brought them what nobody did before him and the news from their oldest. He made something halal for them while nobody did that before, so they followed him, so, all other nations. They got the news about what the prophets brought and what Jesus, Moses and Muhammad, Allah praise on them, were brought. So, what is your excuse in leaving acknowledgement for them if you were and you admit prophecy for Zoroaster because of the trusted news about that he brought what nobody did before?
Why don't you reply, O friend of Zoroastrian?
I have no answer.
Of course. Because the argument of cousin Abul Hassan has cut you.
Oh folks, any one of you has a contrary to the Islam, and like to ask, let him ask without being ashamed.
Oh most familiar. If you didn't invite to ask you, I would never ask questions. I have entered Kufa, Basra, Al-Sham and the Arab island and I found the talkers. But couldn't find who can prove that the one, nobody else, so. Would you excuse me to ask you?
If one of this group is Imran the Sabian, he will be you.
You are right. I am Imran the Sabian.
Ask, O Imran. But you should be fair, and don't be unjust.
I swear my lord. I don't need except to prove something for me which I can attach with and will never exceed it.
Ask whatever you want.
Tell me about the first object and why it had been created.
I don't think you can answer him, O Ali ibn Musa.
You asked you question, so try to understand. About the one, he's still one forever, nothing with him with no boundaries or features, and he still is that. Then, he created the creations with different boundaries and features, established it inside nothing, and bounded it with nothing and didn't be similar to it, nor make it similar. Later, he made after that creation, a selected elite and non-selected also differences, colors, flavor and taste not for a need to that, and not to belong a high position cannot be reached without it and didn't see for himself, in what he created, an increment or decrement. Can you understand that, Imran?
Yes sir. I swear.
Be aware, O Imran. If he created what he did for a need, he would not create except who will ask the help from him otherwise. He had to create multi-set of what he had created because, whenever the help has increased, their owner will be stronger. O Imran. He always covers the need, because everything he created has its another need. Because of that, I say, he didn't create the creation for a need, but he transported the needs by the creations, some to some, and he preferred some than another, with no need for a favor from those whom preferred and not a punishment for those whom disregard, so, for that he had created.
Oh my nephew. From where you are getting these sciences while you are in Al-Hijaz? Where no libraries, no bookshops and no translators. I swear it's an inspiration.
My lord. Was the object known inside himself by himself?
Knowing of something is to deny its contradiction, and something is being, itself, exist when denying its contradiction, and there was nothing contradicts him, so that he needs to deny that something away from himself by selecting such an information of that need. Did you understand, Imran?
Yes sir. I swear. Tell me by what he knew his acknowledgement? Was it by a conscience? Or else?
Have you seen? If he knew by a conscience, shouldn't you limit that conscience? The knowledge should be ended at that point.
Sure. It should be.
So, what was that conscience?
Don't know sir.
Can I ask about the conscience itself, to define it by another conscience? You have invalidated your speech and claims, O Imran. Shouldn't you know that the one cannot be described by a conscience, and couldn't, saying that he has more than one action and executor making, and cannot be thought that he has many segmentations and doctrines as those of creations? So, understand that, and built up what you knew as correct. The praying is begin now.
Please, My lord, don't cut my problem. My heart is being deliciated.
Praying, then we'll be back.